dates have been set. June 27th, September 10th, when former President Trump will take the stage for two debates against President Biden. But some in the media are already stacking the deck against Trump. Listen.
A so-called debate that was already going to be ridiculous is going to be even more preposterous. It will be the theater of the absurd.
They've got a debate that's not going to be a Roman Coliseum, but in a television studio without an audience, which disadvantages Trump.
If Trump was as confident about his position and the Trump campaign was as confident about his position, he would not actually be taking this debate.
Karoline Leavitt is the Trump 2024 National Press Secretary. She joins me live in studio. Great to have you here in person. You just saw that now that the left-wing media has had time to digest the debate news, that is what they came up with. What's the campaign's response?
And they are 100% wrong. Yesterday was a horrid day for Joe Biden, and let me tell you why. President Trump has been calling for debates for months. He has said he will debate crooked Joe Biden anytime, anywhere, anyplace. Why? Because President Trump knows he has a firm record of success to stand on, and he has success versus Joe Biden's weakness and record of failure. Joe Biden went on the Howard Stern show and committed to a debate. His team was not happy about that. There was a lot of reporting because his handlers know he's too weak to stand up there for 2 hours and debate President Trump, but they were backed into a corner, and yesterday they finally pulled the trigger. They didn't have a choice. What were they going to do? Back out? So President Trump called them on their bluff, said, absolutely, we will do it. We'll do one in June. We'll do one in August. We are also pushing for 4 debates. We want 2 more. We want one on this network in October. We're hoping that Joe Biden will commit to that. We'll see if he does. And we want another one in the heat of the summer in July as well.
I think the more debates, the better. A lot of Dems, to your point, did not want to see these debates, including one Nancy Pelosi. Listen.
I myself would never recommend going on a stage with Donald Trump, but the president has decided that's what he wants to do. I think the format he is suggesting is a good one.
I understand you said that Biden locked himself in on the Howard Stern show, saying he wanted these debates. The handlers didn't want it. But don't you also think that this decision to actually go forward with the debates is really a panic move by Biden and his team in light of those horrific poll numbers in the New York Times?
Absolutely. They have no choice. Again, Biden committed to it against his own teams pushing him not to debate. You hear Democrats like Nancy Pelosi saying Biden shouldn't do it, not because of Donald Trump. It's because they know Joe Biden is weak. He can hardly get through a teleprompter speech without slurring over his words. Everywhere he goes, he's heckled by angry protesters. That's part of the reason they demanded that there is no audience at these debates, because they know that the American people are fed up with Joe Biden. The new New York Times poll out this week has President Trump leading in every single battleground state. We're not only winning the traditional battleground states, we're going on offense in traditionally blue states like New Jersey, Virginia, Minnesota. A new poll yesterday showing President Trump leading in Minnesota as well. Joe Biden is on defense. We are on offense, and it's because President Trump is strong. He has a winning message, and all Americans from all backgrounds are realizing how much better their lives were under his leadership.
My only worry is that with Biden setting all the rules and a media that's in his corner, they will basically declare victory if Biden remains upright during the entire debate. We will have you back post-debate for your reaction to that. Before we let you go, RFK Jr. is demanding that he be included in these debates, posting on X, quote, Presidents Trump and Biden are colluding to lock America into a head-to-head matchup that 70% say they do not want. They are trying to exclude me from their debate because they are afraid I would win. All this as new Fox News polling found 43% of registered voters think it is very or extremely important that RFK Jr. is in that debate. So President Trump has been calling out RFK Jr. on Truth Social for his far-left policies. Why not debate him on those policies for the voters to see so they can make a decision?
Well, the television networks sent an invitation to our campaign to host debates between Joe Biden and Donald Trump. If RFK Jr. wants to take that up with anyone, he should take it up with the television networks themselves. President Trump is not afraid to debate anyone, and he's right to call out RFK Jr. for his radical leftist policies. This guy is as far left as you could get, especially on the issue of energy, which is the #1 reason that prices in this country have soared. RFK Jr. supports a national federal smart grid that would control how long we can keep the lights on in our homes, how long we can keep the water on. That is communism, not capitalism. President Trump opposes that, and I think the American people do too.
Like I said, the more debates, the better. We'd love to see the one Trump v. RFK Jr. v. Biden, but right now we have Trump v. Biden. That's going to be awesome. Karoline Leavitt,
great.
Thank you.
I'm Steve Doocy.
I'm Brian Kilmeade.
And I'm Ainsley Earhart. And click here to subscribe to the Fox News YouTube page to catch our hottest interviews and most compelling analysis.